Blow. What up, fam? Matt here with Gulf Coast Fit, and I would like to share with you very quickly a upper body complex that I'm performing. This is an extended work capacity complex. It's designed to make less weight more effective for building muscle and focusing on upper body stamina. So on each exercise, I'm basically going to alternate between a push and a pull so I can keep on chipping away at it without having to stop, set the weights down. And with each exercise, I'm going to start using both arms simultaneously and then switch to an alternating variation of that exercise, which is what extends the work capacity. So I'm going to use some 20s for this, which in this fashion, these 20s for me ought to feel more like I'm moving 35, 40-pound dumbbells. And I like that because it's not as neurologically taxing and it doesn't set me back as much recovery-wise. So when I can bounce back and do a little less stress on my system, then that's a good thing. Let's see if I set you on this tire right here. Maybe that'll be the ticket. All right, good enough. Good enough for me. All right, I'm gonna talk you through this. I'm gonna start with a pulling exercise, a reverse power fly. And again, I'm starting with both arms simultaneously. I'm gonna go to 8 reps, I think. Now I'm gonna switch to alternating. That extends my set, it increases my work capacity. I would have had to start to cheat a little too much if I kept doing simultaneous reps. I think that's about 8. Now I'm gonna do the opposing muscle group and opposing movement pattern, a power fly. And what makes these power reverse flies and power flies is that I'm bending my elbows rather than keeping my arms extended. Gives me a little more leverage and it's nicer on my shoulders. Notice how I'm bending my elbows more than a typical chest fly. What I also like about transitioning to alternating reps is anything you do alternating forces you to stabilize and use your core a bit more through anti-rotation. I'm trying to avoid twisting and warping my spine, keeping it stiff and neutral. So working the transverse plane through anti-rotation. I'm gonna go back to a pulling exercise. This is a lat kickback. Making sure to keep the tension in my hamstrings. Brace my abdominals with every rep. Got some dirt bikes on the path over there. Feels really good to switch to alternating because it helps me to control and get a good peak contraction instead of just hoisting both weights up at the same time. We go back to a pushing exercise now. Some lateral raises. It's a toughie. Really looking forward to doing alternating on these. just as much of a core workout as it is an upper body pushing and pulling workout. Going back to, say I just did shoulder raises, I'm gonna do some bent over W's or face pulls. Give you a side view here. Here I'm focusing on the external shoulder rotation. Posterior tilt of the scapulas. Oh, feeling good. A couple more. I'm going to go into a pushing movement again with some Y presses. I like Y presses because less weight is more. It helps me focus on my shoulder stability. So starting close, press up into a Y. Focusing on the upward tilt, abduction, elevation of my scapulas. Feel this a lot in my obliques. Ooh. I was gonna be done with it there, but I added some bicep curls. I think I got it left in me. Leaving my wrist cocked back. Recruits my biceps a little bit more. I use a little bit of a torso twist. That helps me get a better peak contraction. Whew. And there you have it. An extended work capacity upper body dumbbell complex. That's a good sequence. I was putting exercises in an order so that they really weren't counterproductive back to back. And you want to shoot for a rep range of 6 to 10 strict reps, then 6 to 10 alternating reps to extend each set. And that really gets you. Again, 20 pounds would not be a lot of weight for me doing a lot of things. But when I put it in that context, less is more. And I'm always a big fan when less is more. Less neurologically taxing. I can bounce back faster. I'm not going to feel as sluggish tomorrow. And it still has a great, not only a good hypertrophic effect for muscle building, but also a great metabolic effect for fat burning and a lot of upper body stamina. Remember, a complex means you cannot set the weight down until you're done with all of the exercises. That's crucial to making it a complex. Otherwise, it's a circuit. So give it a try. Come up with your own sequence. Keep the rep range between 6 to 10 on everything. And see if you can make do with less weight than you think you need. And that's always a good feeling. That means you're developing your mind-body connection. I'll see you later. Shasha.